Do you sometimes doubt that God is going to successfully lead you forward in life, set you free from your past? I know we don't like to doubt. We don't like to be afraid. We'd prefer to be the super Christians who never doubt God at any time for any reason. But do you know who didn't doubt God in Exodus 14? You know who that would make you in Exodus 14 if you were the person who never doubted God in that whole chapter? The people who didn't doubt God in Exodus 14 were the Egyptians. The Egyptians. They didn't doubt God. In order to doubt God, in order to believe that He may not come through for you, you also have to believe that He might, or that He can. But they didn't believe that about God because they didn't believe in God at all. They didn't doubt God. They rejected Him. They thought that they could walk through life all on their own without any of God's help, and they found out they were wrong. It says, God made the waters collapse over them, and not one of them survived. They didn't doubt God. They rejected Him. Now, you sometimes doubt God. I do too. More often than I typically like to admit to anyone. But you sometimes believe that He may not come through for you, which means you also believe that He might and that He can. And though we don't like to doubt, your doubt is actually, in a way, a sign of faith, because faith and doubt, they always go hand in hand. In fact, just look at another time that God did something miraculous on the water, the time that Jesus walked on top of the water. Didn't His disciple Peter show us just how quickly our strong confidence in God can go in the exact opposite direction? As he stepped out of the boat and he started walking onto the water, he started paying a little bit too much attention to the waves and the wind. He took his eyes off of Jesus just for a moment, and that's when he began to doubt, and we all know what happened when he did. Jesus caught him. That's what happened. It says immediately Jesus reached out His hand and caught him. In the middle of your storms, when you feel rushed by the waves and the wind, when you feel intimidated by your own Red Sea and your own army of Egyptians, when you're in a place in life where you just don't see how anything good is going to happen, those are the times to remember who our God is. It's a God who came determined to catch you, no matter what it might cost Him, no matter how many sins He would need to forgive, just to guarantee you that in the end, you get to win.